You're live.
Hello and welcome to my network and career development workshop. I'm so happy that you guys could join me. I know the first order of business is I need to announce the winners of the resume writing contest. I was so happy to get 10 participants in the resume writing contest. So I shared with all of you that I would be announcing it at this workshop. So here we go. The first placed winner is Lakin Bierkert, and she is the winner of a $50 Amazon gift card. Second place, it was a tie. So both participants that got second place will get a $25 Amazon gift card. And it would be Bonnie Wilson, congratulations on your second place. And Garrett Martin, congratulations on your second place. So thank you guys so much for participating. I really appreciate that. And I will get your certificates of accomplishment along with your gift cards out to you as soon as possible. So that brings us really to why we're here today, which is the networking and career development workshop. And I'm so happy to be here today with you to discuss that a little bit with you. So to go ahead and get started, what is career development? Basically, career development is an ongoing, time-consuming, lifelong process. I will share with you, I've been in higher education for over 27 years. And I am constantly making sure that I am reaching out to others to continue with, contacts, business contacts, associates, things along that line. So it really is an active process. We really are the driving force behind that process. And it really is up to us to gather information, figure out what our goals are, set those goals, make the decisions, and really create that life that we desire. And so you might begin with maybe a little bit of an introspective process, whereas you look at reflection, maybe self-assessment. Where do you see yourself in 3 years or 5 years or 10 years from now? And very importantly, how are you going to get there? So you really want to look at this as a holistic process, integrating your changing needs, your wants, your relationship, all of those types of things in our ever-changing world of work. Just because you might find something that is a career goal today might not necessarily mean you have that as a career goal tomorrow. So continuing on with your career development, let's talk a little bit about some of the steps that might involve for you to be able to learn a little bit about yourself and imagine the career that you want to have. So some things to consider. First, what are your skills? What skills do you have? What do you really enjoy? Just because you're good at something does not necessarily mean you like doing it. So you really need to look at what are those things that you possess that really interest you and that you can really be successful at. And very importantly, how do those skills integrate into your potential career? I mean, all of you are sitting out there taking different classes here at JCC. How are those skills that you're acquiring going to be integrated into that ultimate career that all of you will be looking for, especially for those of you that are planning on graduating in May? So second component, interests. What excites you? What interests me enough that I don't realize the passage of time when I'm engaged in it? The aspect of your career development really is, the key is doing something that so interests you that you see yourself doing that for the rest of your life. For example, maybe some of you are out there and you're nursing majors and you have a passion for helping others. Maybe others of you are out there that really enjoy numbers and your accounting path is the right path for you. So think about those things that are really interesting to you and try to integrate that into your career development. The third component is values. What things do I believe in? What motivates me to work? Your values, such as your intrinsic aspects of, are you reliable? Are you trustworthy? Do you have a good work ethic? What types of companies do you want to work for? Do you want to work for a company that has their hand in a lot of charitable endeavors in those types of things? So that's a good component to take a look at. And then fourthly, what's your personality? Who am I? What are your personal preferences? You know you the best. And so it's up to you to decide, does your personality type fit into this career that you are looking for? Like, for example, I mentioned nursing majors. If you have a sense of empathy and caring and compassion, then you're probably moving down the right track. But if you don't feel like you can be empathetic to a patient, then your personality traits may not be conducive to that career development. Do you prefer to work alone or with others? Again, if your personality type is very singular, maybe you're very shy, things like that, maybe a position wherein you're out marketing a business isn't for you, because maybe your personality type or your personal preferences just don't relate to that. So really think about those aspects of you as you develop your career, to find out who you are and where you see yourself going. Now, the second component of understanding your career development really is the importance of networking. I've listed here a YouTube video, Successful Networking, the Ultimate Guide. I would kind of urge you to click on YouTube and check that out. He is a very interesting gentleman, and he really does have some good things to say about networking. So when you get an opportunity, I would definitely check that out. And it's a rather short video. It's just about 11 minutes, but he really provides some good information. So maybe the first component of networking that we can talk about is you need to take control of your job search. Now, how do you do that? You need to have a you-centered job search. You have to be responsible for going out there and locating job opportunities. And how will you do that? There's a variety of things that we're going to talk about in this workshop, but networking is probably one of the top elements that you need to take control of your job search. And networking is an ongoing process. You need to tap into, expand, and follow up. And how are you going to do that within your network? Let's talk a little bit about that next. So the first thing you're going to do in order to tap into your network is to find out who makes up your existing network. In other words, who do you know right now that you could make a list, either physically or mentally, that you could refer to as your network of individuals? Your first person in your network might be your references. I know I've been into many classes here at JCC to talk about resume writing, interviewing skills, references, things like that. And I always advise students to make sure you choose your references carefully, and make sure you ask your references before you utilize them, and also make sure that they're going to say something good about you. So your references will make up your first element of your network. Secondly, present or former managers or colleagues. I always share with my students, you never want to burn a bridge. No matter what position you have been in, you want to be sure that you always make a good impression. And so by doing that, you kind of establish this professional connection with people that you've worked for in the past or colleagues that you've worked with, because all of those individuals can be solid references or a solid component of your network. The aspect of your network is you know somebody who knows somebody and so on, and that's how you might find out about the job opportunity. Next, maybe old school friends, alumni association members. Here at JCC, we have an alumni association. Heather Morris is our director of alumni relations. Once you graduate, I urge you to stay in touch with her. As the employment development specialist, I'm often funneling jobs to her. And so once you've graduated, you want to find out about those jobs. It's a great networking aspect. Also within that whole aspect of alumni, if you know alumni in the community that are working in the industry that you want to be working in, they're a great connection to you because you have that commonality that you both graduated from JCC. Next into your network, we'll talk about friends, family, neighbors, etc. So pretty much all of the people that you come into contact with would be considered your network. So what do you need to do? Basically, you want to expand your network or net the work. And how do you go about doing that? Ways to expand your existing network. Maybe family members and friends or friends of friends. Oftentimes, if I'm out in public at an outing and people know what I do, I might then be introduced to someone else that may be job searching or something like that. And it really allows me to expand my network of individuals that I know within the various industries in Olean, and allows me to share that then with our students. So family and friends can also be a conduit for you for your network. Advisors and counselors here at JCC. Often, many of you are in a certain program of study here, and you have an advisor. Your advisor is a good conduit or a good person to help you network into the industry that you want to get into or the field of study that you want to get into. Fellow job seekers, many of you will, as I said, will graduate in May, and you might be friends with the individuals that have gone through your course of study with you. Sometimes sharing what is going on in the industry or sharing job opportunities is a great way to find out about new leads in our area. The next component I would urge you to do is look at job announcements through the Counseling and Career Center here at JCC. Oftentimes businesses will contact me with all kinds of job opportunities, and I post those regularly and share those regularly with our students. And I share with those job opportunities in a variety of ways. I share on our Facebook page, which I will talk about a little later in this presentation. I share them a good old-fashioned way. I post them on a bulletin board outside of my office here in the College Center building. I also share job announcements with advisors for different majors like accounting and nursing and human services and criminal justice. So again, going back to another reason to stay connected with your advisors. I also do jobs in the inbox here at JCC, which basically means if you would like to get those job opportunities right to your email, you can come in, sign a form for me, provide me with that information, and I will gladly send you the jobs right to your inbox. Also on our JCC website, I know all of you must use it constantly, but maybe you didn't realize that on our JCC website, there's postings for jobs in the area, so that it's under regional jobs, and that's where you'll find all kinds of job opportunities, because businesses may let me know that they have a job opportunity, and I will go ahead and post those on the JCC website and provide that information on a regular basis in that location. Another area that you can expand your network would be mentors, instructors, and references, as we talked about earlier. Students should always make sure they make a good impression on their instructors. Instructors can be a great conduit for job opportunities in the area of your career and your field of study. As an instructor also here at JCC, if I come into contact with job opportunities in the programs that I teach in, I'm always sharing those with my students and making sure that they know what's going on. Sometimes the best way to get a job is by being the first person to know what's going on, or being the first person to be able to submit their references and resume, etc. Okay, some additional ways outside of what I just talked about with expanding your network would be career fairs and business expos. Here at JCC, we are going to reinstitute our job fair. We're having a job fair and job fair and internet fair. We're doing that the first week in May. I believe May 1st is when we have it scheduled for. And we are going to work with the Workforce Investment Board on that. So if you are a JCC student interested in that, be on the lookout for that, because it's a great opportunity. And what will happen is we'll have a variety of businesses on campus, maybe some conducting open interviews, or if not even that, just a great opportunity to come meet some different businesses, especially if they're businesses in your field of study, and again, establish those connections. Maybe go to temporary services. I know all of you might be out there thinking, no, I need a long-term real job, but you never know. A temporary service, again, can lead to that full-time job opportunity, or if nothing else, a temporary service can add to your network and can say, you know, oh, I know this person and they did a great job when they worked temporary for me. They might be the great for this future job coming up that could be a full-time job. College events and college alumni, as I said, our alumni director is going to be a great source of information for you after you graduate. And I would urge you to look at the events that we as the college put on. For example, the Rehabilitation Center has been on campus doing open interviews. Pioneer Credit has been on campus doing open interviews. This Wednesday, the 14th, Bradford Ecumenical Home will be on campus to do interviews for RNs, CNAs, and LPNs. And just most recently, with details yet to be completed, Marshall's is going to be on campus to do open interviews. We don't have the dates established as yet, but if you're interested, please be on the lookout. I'll be posting things on that in the near future once I get that completely organized. Next would be professional affiliations, conferences, seminars, things like that. Be a member. I urge all you to consider being a member of any national organization that is surrounding your profession. For example, I teach in the Health Information Technology program, and there's all kinds of national organizations you can belong to. Also, if you're a criminal justice major, nursing majors, there's all kinds of professional affiliations. I would urge you to become a member. Student membership is cheaper than regular membership. And again, it allows you that networking component. I often will attend conferences for my position here at JCC, being the Employment Development Specialist. So I'll attend career conferences. One of the great benefits of attending career conferences is not only getting information, but also networking with other people that do the job that you do, and we can kind of share ideas, best practices, things like that. New York State Department of Labor or the Cattaraugus County One-Stop Career Center, those are both great opportunities to expand your network. They have listings of job opportunities, and if they know you're searching, there's an ability to access their database and get information on job opportunities. How about your local Chamber of Commerce? They're completely connected to businesses, so make sure you make yourself known, or be able to check out the Chamber of Commerce websites. Again, being the employment specialist here, I'm often checking that out, seeing if any of our local businesses are posting job needs so I can share them with our students. Make telephone calls, make those calls, no texting, check up on if Joe Smith that works at ABC Company and that's where you want to work, give Joe a call, see if there's anything going on with his business that might benefit you or might be a good job opportunity for you. Volunteer work, internships, job shadows, all of those create your network. I kind of preach all the time to my students, take advantage of internship, take advantage of job shadows, because you never know where that job is going to lead you. And very importantly, you're making connections within your field of study. You're making connections in the career that you want to see. Going back to thinking about your job searching now, or really what you're doing is you're not just searching for a job. You're not searching for a means to a paycheck. You're really searching for your career opportunities. So getting involved in internships and job shadows in that chosen field of study is very beneficial for you. So many job opportunities are posted on the company's websites. So if there's certain companies that you are interested in, check their website regularly. They will post their job opportunities there. Check it regularly. You can also check newspapers. I know we're really in more of a technology-driven age, so we don't use newspapers as much anymore. But for some of our small towns, help wanted ads are very full and robust in our newspapers, so you might check that out. I've often been focused on websites and making a connection in that regard for company websites, or utilizing job searching websites. For example, do you go on Indeed or some of the other job searching websites? There's all kinds of great opportunities there, and you're really able to reduce your search to what you're looking for, and that really allows you then to focus your search and see where you're going to be with job opportunities in your area. Oftentimes for me, I might be on the company's websites, etc., kind of checking out what they have going on. And if I see some job opportunities, I might make a quick phone call, want to expand on that, want to be able to share that with my students. And so I'm constantly, kind of building my network in that regard. And I would urge you to understand that the importance of the networking component of things, because again, you never know where you're going to see yourself. And you don't know, who you see along your path of working that will eventually have a job opportunity for you. I've shared this in the past in that my career in higher education can really be brought back to one individual. And it was one individual that was a manager at a department store that I worked at right out of college. And did I want to work at that department store right out of college? No. but I did a great job and did the best job that I could. And I was able to make good impressions on those around me. Again, building up that professional network. And one of the people that knew what I could do was my manager. And he just happened to move on to higher education. And he gave me a call and he said, I think you would be great at this job. And I know your work ethic. And so, hey, do you want to come on board? And so that was really my first opportunity into higher education. And now it's created my 27-year career. So I really can't speak highly enough about the importance of establishing that network and doing a great job each time, being professional each time, and allowing that network of individuals to follow you throughout your career. Some other examples of networking or other ways that you can think about networking would be on Facebook. JCC has a SUNY JCC only in student services webpage and a JCC Employment and Career Connections webpage. I would urge you to ask to participate in either of those. You can like them or you can ask to be a participant in the group. For example, I administer the JCC Employment and Career Connections webpage. Myself and my counterpart, Julie, in Jamestown, will always post the job opportunities that we have on that Facebook page. So this is a great opportunity to see what's out there, and maybe there's some job opportunities that you hadn't thought about or that work perfect for you, and you can go ahead and send in your credentials, your resume, cover letter, et cetera, to the business because you're able to make that connection through belonging to the Facebook page. Anytime a business contacts me, the first place I go is social media to get that information out there. I feel that most of the time as students, you're out there networking on social media. And so I think this is a great way to connect with your potential career opportunity. Second thing I might advise you to do is create a LinkedIn account. A LinkedIn account is a professional profile that you would create that would allow other businesses to access that professional profile, and you're able to post information on there that other professional businesses are able to see. So I would urge you to do that because then it will allow you to establish that professional connection in such a way that you're able to put your best information out there. And then lastly, maybe Twitter. Again, I'm not a big Twitter follower. But I've been advised that there's many opportunities out there. So if you're putting yourself out there on Twitter as looking for a job and kind of building your network and wanting to interact with people in your chosen career, I think that's incredibly beneficial. I know that sometimes networking can be a little bit intimidating, but it really is just meeting people, and it's meeting people in the work area or in the job or in the employer that you're interested in. So I feel that it's very helpful for you to learn information about other businesses. It really will allow and help you make career choices now and in the future, and being able to build those relationships through networking is extremely beneficial. Most of us live in a small town, and so being able to network is a good opportunity because your reputation will follow you. I do think that it's beneficial to meet people in the business community face to face. One of the opportunities you might have to do that is maybe if you're out socially, you might be able to do that. But I know in the Olean area, there's our Olean Chamber of Commerce does business after hours. This is a great opportunity to network and meet people. For example, I might be involved in attending those events, maybe once or twice a year, or every other month or something along that line. And just being able to talk to business owners in the community, once they find out that my job here is as the employment development specialist, there's really always opportunity for them to share job opportunities and things like that I'm able to bring back to our students. So that's a great aspect of things. So how often do you network? Well, I really feel that it's up to you, to put your best foot forward and be out there, putting yourself out there and being involved the best way that you can. And keep in mind that, everybody that you meet is a potential person within your network that you might know that might offer you a job. One thing I would do and keep in mind that if you ever are, if you ever have a conversation with someone, in the business community for, a job opportunity, or, just to be able to talk to them about the career, I would always, follow up with somebody after you might have had an initial meeting. Maybe you take a minute to thank them. Maybe you send a quick email saying, hey, thank you so much. It was really interesting meeting with you, learning about your business. Really would welcome any opportunities that you might have in the future that you think I might be qualified for. I would stay in touch with your contacts. Once you build your network, stay in touch with them periodically. It really does strengthen your relationship. I don't think you have to call them all the time or email them all the time, but if you're out socially and you see somebody that you know from a business component of things, it's not uncommon to go over there, say hi, chat a little bit. Maybe 2 to 3 times a year would be good if you're trying to stay in touch via email or something along that line. And most people kind of make networking a habit and just develop that quality network of professionalism on a regular basis. And I want to just make one final connection for you to this, with this regard. Networking is so important for your ultimate goal, which is job searching, and actually your real ultimate goal is finding that career opportunity. So those of you that are sitting there, maybe listening to me now or at some point in the future, if you are getting ready to graduate, you really have to start early. You have to start looking now and beginning your search. It takes about maybe 3 to 6 months sometimes to find that job. And it can be frustrating and discouraging, but keep a positive attitude and be persistent. If there's a company that you are particularly interested in working for, again, don't bother them constantly, but make it known that you think that you're a perfect fit for that company. And if that company has job openings, maybe it's not even the perfect opening for you, but if you are qualified, I urge you to go ahead and apply for that job. Send in your credentials, because maybe this starts out as a part-time job today, but it may end up being a full-time job tomorrow. So again, you never know. Or maybe you have to get into the company on a part-time basis now, make yourself known, do a good job, and then maybe that full-time opportunity will come your way. So just some things to keep in mind as you begin your job search, as you begin networking. I really appreciate those of you that have participated in this 3-part series. I really appreciate those of you that have participated in the first resume contest I had here on the CAT campus. And for those of you that are winners, I congratulate you, and will, as I shared with you at the start of this broadcast, I will send that information out to you as soon as I can with your winnings and your certificate. So thanks so much, and have a good day.